The following is a pre-recorded edition of Snowman in the Morning, only on the Arena Sports Network.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Good morning.
It's time to wake up.
This is Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network.
Did you not get the memo?
Let's get busy.
Let's see. No, can't use that. Can't use that either. Oh, hell no, I can't do that. What? Quiet intro. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna be reserved, and I'm lying through my teeth. Good morning! Ouch. No, I'm kidding. Snowman in the Morning is back. Unexpected day off yesterday because, well, I basically felt awful. Physically, I felt awful. I took yesterday morning off because my tummy wouldn't act right, my head was pounding, and, you know, people are going to, even Josh, my super producer, said, you still should have done the show yesterday. Well, Josh, I would love to have done the show. Unfortunately, when your brain has one idea and your body has another idea, the two usually don't mix. And in this case, they didn't. Snowman in the Morning presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best, and by Slugmaster, baseball and softball hitting and training aids. Slugmaster, turning batters into hitters. Still not 100%, so as I said, it's going to be an abbreviated version this morning because body's still not feeling right, but I've missed you guys yesterday, and Josh got me. You know what? Josh got in my ear. He said, you still could have gone on yesterday, and in a way he's right, but you know how your body feels, you know, and Josh knows this, being an athlete, and a few athletes that I know. You want to push through it. And believe me, I tried. When I got home late Monday night from doing a game, and when I'm talking late, I'm talking about like 1 in the morning. But I know my streak of shows came to an end. I'm going to start another one, and I'm going to keep this one going. And I promise I would have to literally not be able to talk. And there were a few shows, excuse me, that I did early in the run where I really wasn't able to talk, but I got through it anyway. You know, and Josh, thank you again for the reminder. That's why I call you my super producer. That's why you're one of my right-hand men here at ASN, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the fans with the well wishes and everything. Got through the game at the United Center yesterday with Steinmetz and Schurz. And I was afraid that my voice wouldn't hold up for that. But all things considered, feeling pretty good this morning. But still, with the doubleheader coming at Exelon this evening, still need to get some more rest. So as I said, it's going to be an abbreviated version, but I'm going to get a little personal throughout the show, as well as some of the common discussions we have. Let me put it in Josh's language. We'll talk about them Bulls and how they refuse to lose. They refuse to quit. And everybody in the NBA and everybody that calls themselves a fan, you know, just had the idea. And I've talked about this 4 or 5 different times before, and people still just won't get the message. They won't get the message. And what's making me mad is the fact that they just won't give the Bulls any kind of credit whatsoever. Well, they got a big win last night. They got one more before the All-Star break. But I'm going to have some help in telling you fans about it, because when you hear this music in the background, that can only mean one thing. The dulcet tones of Rusty Silber will join me. Good morning, Rusty.
Good morning, Brian. I wish you would have told me you were going to spend time at United Center. I would have at least, you know, maybe sent you some text message. I was probably higher up than you were last night. But Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you're in the press box. You're as high as I was. 'Cause I was,
Rusty,
kind of looking down in the from 300 level.
This is why I'm going to pick on you. I was in the press box last night.
So you were as high as I was looking down there, huh?
Yeah, I was. What's on the wrap for us this morning?
Well, let's go through the wrap here. And morning, Brian, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday morning's wrap-up presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. And let's talk about the Bulls because they returned home for the first time in a couple of weeks after a 3-3 road trip. Joe Noah showed the way. He's an all-star with a triple-double in leading the Bulls over the Atlanta Hawks, 100-85 at the United Center. Noah had 19 points, 16 rebounds, 11 assists. Let's say he almost had that triple-double by halftime.
By halftime.
He was playing last night. By the way, I'll throw in Taj Gibson, who led the Bulls with 24 points and 12 rebounds, and Jimmy Butler added 12 and 13 rebounds. I looked at the score sheet just for you, Brian. They each had 8 assists in the game. Not bad. Bulls played the game without Carlos Boozer for the third straight game because of a calf injury. Bulls will next host the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow night at the United Center, just ahead of the All-Star weekend. College basketball games last night. Southern Illinois could not stop fourth-ranked Wichita State, 78-67. 15th ranked Michigan down 22nd ranked Ohio State, 70-60, and Notre Dame need a couple overtimes to beat Clemson, 68-64.
Wow.
Games coming up this evening. DePaul will host 6th ranked Villanova. Penn State travels to Indiana. Loyola visits Northern Iowa. Bradley hosts Indiana State. Northern Illinois entertains Central Michigan. ISU travels to Evansville. And Illinois, looking for 2 in a row. First time I can say that for quite a while. Will host Nebraska. Winter Olympics, Sochi, Russia. Medal count update. Norway leads the way with 11. Canada with 9. Netherlands 8. USA 7. Erin Hamlin won a bronze in the women's luge, which was the first time in luge competition for the United States. Shaun White was left disappointed in snowboarding with a 4th-place finish, missing a medal in the half-pipe. Schedule for today, the men's and women's curling, women's half-pipe snowboarding, men's 1,000-meter speed skating, men's Nordic skiing combined, and the luge and mixed pairs figure skating. Women's hockey, USA and Canada, just underway. They started at 6:30 our time this morning. No score at the end of the first period. A couple of men's hockey prelim games will begin today. USA, though, will get on the ice, start their first game tomorrow. Baseball, did I say baseball? Yes, finally, spring training. Cubs and White Sox pitchers and catchers starting to report. First official day is coming up tomorrow. Soccer, Chicago Fire won another preseason game. They beat Orlando FC 3-0 last night in Florida. And lastly, Brian, no barking on this.
Okay.
Which dog walked away with the 138th edition of the Westminster Dog Show last night in Madison Square Garden in New York's famous place for dog shows? Well, it was 5-year-old wire fox terrier named Sky. The best part of all this was the dog even posed for pictures after the award.
Wow.
I'm not barking about that either.
I'm not barking about it.
For the Arena Sports Network, and don't forget to visit TCF Bank for more information.
Oh, Lordy. I love when he gives me these lastly notes. These last
you ever watch
notes
the dog show? You ever watch that at any time?
I haven't had the opportunity to watch any dog shows. I want to, just to see what all the hoopla is about. I do, but just haven't had a chance. At least
I'm trying to figure out, are the dogs more trained than the owners?
If they're in Madison Square Garden, I'll answer that with a hell yeah, they are.
I got a glimpse of it, but since I was, being entertained at the Bulls game last night, courtesy of a friend, I kind of, didn't get a chance to watch it all.
Thanks a lot, Rusty. Good job as always.
All right. Have a good day. Stay well. Bye.
That's Rusty Silber with Rusty's Morning Wrap, and that's presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. I got a message for a few people that will come later, but we'll talk a few Bulls notes next.
Hey, you guys, could I ask you a couple questions?
Okay.
Saving money, what's it like for you?
Well, I'm an artist, so it happens sporadically.
But it does happen?
It does happen, and when it happens, it feels really, really good.
With easier savings at TCF Bank, what would you save for?
Oh, clothes and shoes. Housing repairs.
To buy a new car. I'm saving for grad school.
And then I'm hoping to just save up, just to have savings, period.
What would make it easier to save money?
Having like a sugar mama.
Which isn't a bad plan, but if you needed a banking plan or something, what would make it easier?
Something with a...
Automatic transfer?
Something with an automatic transfer, probably.
So you wouldn't even notice the money.
Automatically transferred.
Automagical.
Automagical, oh my gosh.
How much could you save if saving were actually easy? Open an account at the home of free checking today and find out. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly simple. Member FDIC.
How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster baseball and softball hitting aids, turning batters into hitters. Hey, Josh, wake up. Liz, you wake up too. Snowman in the Morning back 12 after the hour here on the Arena Sports Network. Presented by Slugmaster, baseball and softball hitting and training aids. Slugmaster, turning batters into hitters. Oh, man. Josh is in the chat. The chat's lit up already saying, I had to make you laugh, dishing out them power rankings. I appreciate that. I said I would tell a story about that, and I will. We got lots more to talk about here on this abbreviated version. Talk some Bulls, and I got a couple of messages for some people. But let me tell this story. Josh Lopez, who attends the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, and he graduates, I want to get this date right, March 28th. He did a promo for his show, The Afternoon Blitz, which is a wonderful show. And I hope the podcasts are up, and y'all need to listen to it. He does a great job. He did a promo for The Afternoon Blitz. And the way that he cut it, with the music he had in the background, you could just imagine him in a big office. If y'all remember the movie Daredevil and Michael Clark Duncan playing the character, the Kingpin, this is how Josh cut that promo. And the one part that will stick with me, and I'm hoping that Josh can find a clip of that promo or find the promo itself and send it to me again. You could just imagine him leaning back in the chair with a big ass cigar, telling what's on the show. Talk about them Bears, and he did it in such a voice that will just, you just had to listen to see what he was up to. But the one part that always got me, and we talk about it every time that we cover a game together, but dish out them power rankings. And I laugh every time that we talk about that. I laugh every single time because I told him, how it sounded, and he's cracking up. We were coming from Exelon Gym one night doing the girls tournament, and I told him how it sounded, and he said it really sounded that good. And I'm like, it sounded great, man. We need to do more promos like that, and I need to have him cut one for Snowman in the Morning. But that'll be a project we'll talk about later. Now then, Had a chance to see the Bulls and the Hawks last night, and the Bulls are every bit as good as advertised, even though, even though they have a short roster. No Rose, no Dang, no Boozer. Dang's gone to Cleveland, Rose out with an injury, Boozer out with an injury, and they beat the Hawks by 15. And they led that game by as many as 25. 3 double-doubles last night, Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, and Joakim Noah. I hate to keep talking about this, but people still do not get the fact that the Bulls are playing to win. I read a story in the Sun-Times, and I'll find it here in a moment. I read a story in the Sun-Times, and the title of the story was Lottery Last on Tom Thibodeau's Mind. And he praised the team for having so much fight. I've got the article right here. Lottery sits at the bottom of Tibbs' list is the actual title. And Mark Potash wrote a great piece on this. And he said the coach wants to win, loves the team's fighting spirit. And Joakim Noah said, quote, "We're not satisfied with being 500. You can never exhale. We've got to get better. Our whole mentality is just playing with an edge, playing with more of an edge than the other team," close quote. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And they played with that edge last night against Atlanta, a team they should beat, and they did. They're 2-0 against Atlanta this season. You know, they have a victory. And what people seem to forget, and they will continue to forget until it's put in their face, what people seem to forget is that the Bulls own a victory over the Miami Heat, the defending champion Miami Heat. Okay? They own a victory over the Miami Heat. And the fun part is they blasted Miami. So anybody thinks that the Bulls cannot compete with the likes of Miami or OKC or San Antonio, remember they beat San Antonio in San Antonio to open this recent road trip. You want to take a look at this team again? This Bulls team is physical, period. All right? That is one of the two selling points of Tom Thibodeau. They're physical, they rebound, and the biggest selling point is defense. They may not be able to put the whole ball in the hole offensively, and yeah, they're missing a couple of offensive weapons. Don't get me wrong. Do not get it twisted. They're missing a couple of offensive weapons. But for a coach to make do with what he has, and Thibodeau has done that ever since he's gotten here and has preached the system of defense, and every player that has come through the Bulls has thought defense first. That's every single player that has come through. That has come through. Okay? So anybody that thinks the Bulls cannot compete, and they're sitting at the number 3 seed right now, so y'all need to get a clue. And you need to get a clue fast. They're sitting at the number 3 seed right now. The number 3 seed. Who would have thunk it for a team that loses its star 10 games into the season, for a team that trades one of its more popular players in Luol Deng, and yet here they are sitting at the 3 spot. Will they have a chance to climb up? Hey, you never know. You never know. But I like this team. I like this team the way that it is right now, and they're playing to win. They are playing to win. They're not playing for the draft lottery. They're playing to surprise the hell out of 2 teams in particular. One is Indiana, and the other is Miami. They've already surprised Miami. Indiana won't be surprised too much because Indiana knows how physical the Bulls are. The Bulls and Indiana, despite the record difference, are 2 of the most physical teams in the NBA, and they're a mirror image of each other. The big difference, Indiana's healthy. That's the big difference. But no one can go up against Roy Hibbert, and has done so. Paul George and Taj Gibson, man, that'll be a matchup, wouldn't it? But Indiana is strong right now. I said that, and I meant it. Indiana's the number 1 seed right now for a reason. They've got 40 wins, first to 40. And everybody thought that Miami would be the first to 40, and Miami would be the first to do everything. And Liz just sent me this note. That's why the matchup between the Pacers and the Bulls are better than if the Pacers have to play the Heat. You damn right about that, honey. I would not be surprised if the Pacers and the Bulls hook up in a playoff series, be it 1 versus 8 or East semis or, dare I say it, East finals. I would not be surprised one bit if it went the distance like it did in 1998 when those two got together. In fact, that's what I'm calling for right now. I want to see the Pacers and the Bulls in a playoff series. It doesn't matter if it's 1 versus 8. It doesn't matter if it's the East semifinals, or it could possibly be the Eastern Conference Finals. This Bulls team is tough. All right? They are tough-minded. They are tough physically. And they will put you in their torture chamber and be just as physical, if not more physical, than the team that you claim that you have. Now, the only team I cannot say that's against again, I've said it before and I said it again. The best team that the Bulls match up with, and y'all may think I'm crazy, but I got a few people behind me on this. The best team that the Bulls match up against is the Indiana Pacers. Why? Because they're a mirror image of each other. They're an absolute mirror image. Anybody that doesn't believe that, you better take a look and see what's happening. Good morning, Merch. Merch is in the chat room with us right now. Liz, my better half, is in. My super producer, Josh, all in the chat room. If you have an account on Spreaker, if you find us on Spreaker.com, I give a quick registration. It's free. You can join us in the chat room. What I'm in the process of doing is putting a chat room on the show page and making it easier. I do too. I hate the Heat and their crybaby LeBron James, says Liz. I couldn't agree more, sweetheart. I could not agree more. Snowman of the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. Visit FusionIons.com for more information. And the person in charge of that, Matt Rencars, will join me probably Friday on the early part of the show. Now, let me have a little fun here. Ron Murchison put a note on Facebook yesterday about Wrigley Field celebrating its 100th anniversary. And he teased me, he teased Josh, and we tease him back. And we've had to a couple times already because he lost his beloved pet, I believe named Crybaby, after 14 years. So we had to cheer him up. So we picked on him. So he got got us back by posting a note about Wrigley Field's 100th anniversary. And Ron jokingly said to Josh and to me and a couple of others, I know you all will be there, to note about their 100th anniversary game, as a matter of fact, and I'm going to find that post on Facebook here in just a moment. So he teased us about that, and we pick on each other. The fun part about this show, anybody that comes into the chat room, I'm still waiting to see Dr. Prince. Dr. Michael Prince out of Texas, but we'll see. As a matter of fact, it will be played April 23rd, and the picture that is accompanying this post is the special baseball that will be used to celebrate its 100th anniversary. 100 years of Wrigley Field. And they still haven't fixed that sumbitch yet. Now, I was with a Cub fan yesterday, Mark Farina, and a couple of other people have told me they believe that the Cubs should ditch Wrigley Field and build in Rosemont. And Rosemont's a growing community. What do you all think of that? I can't believe I'm doing this. No, I'm kidding. Calling all Cub fans. Do y'all think the Cubs will do better in Rosemont and actually do what they've wanted to do for the last 100 plus years, which is win a world title? Would that be a good move for them if they were to move to Rosemont? I am not one to say I'm a Cub fan, and I've never been a Cub fan, but I think it would be a good move, and here's why. You're moving into a growing community, number one. You got the Chicago Bandits and the softball complex there. They draw a lot of money. There's a casino in that area also. They draw a lot of money, so you can build off of that. Josh says, I want to live in Rosemont, and our media pass just to go to games and troll Cub fans. You are so wrong for that, Josh. You know what? Merch will probably wind up coming out of retirement and working security looking for us. He would. He'll see both of us. Sorry, gentlemen, can't come in. Why not? We got a media pass. It's a fake pass. How can it be a fake pass? It's got a hologram on it. I got a bigger one. Merch would do that just to us, just to tease us. Merch would do that just to tease us before we wind up walking up to the booth. But in all seriousness, I want Cub fans to give me a tweet at Snow Morning Show and find us on Facebook page, facebook.com/snowmaninthemorning. Do you think it's a good move for the Cubs to move to Rosemont? Would that be a good move? I've already had a couple people say so. They're supposed to be making improvements to Wrigley Field. Why don't they just blow it up and build in Rosemont? It's a good area. And there are people that will come out to Rosemont. And you won't be as congested, parking-wise, as you were where they played does not improve the talent on the field. Right about that, Merch. Right about that. You know what? I think that's a question I'll come back with. We got to pause for a break. When we come back, I had one plan to talk about something else. I still got a message to deliver to a few people that love to hate. But Merch just gave me an idea on what to talk about as far as how the Cubs can be improved. God help us. Talking to Deuce.
iGo Car Sharing, dedicated to creating a robust and seamlessly integrated transportation system that's ubiquitous, convenient, and affordable for individuals, and provides the region with expanded economic development opportunities and exemplary environmental performance. Since its inception in 2002, iGo has worked to catalyze a set of transportation innovations that make it feasible and desirable for Chicago residents to get around conveniently and economically without having to own a car, and at the same time reduce vehicle miles traveled and greenhouse gas emissions. A mobility system that is independent of private car ownership, requires solutions that use resources efficiently, saves residents money, and decreases the individual and regional ecological footprint. It allows residents to easily choose between multiple modes of transportation to move from point to point quickly, inexpensively, and conveniently. Innovative information technology can integrate both trip planning and service payment across all types of transit, including rail transit, commuter rail, local bus, bus rapid transit, and more. Visit us online at igocars.org and find a location nearest you. iGo Cars, Chicago's only hometown.
Anne Marie specializes in premier 5-star vendor and craft shows. She also offers event planning for special events of any kind. Anne Marie's goal is to provide both her vendors and shoppers with an exceptional experience, believing that promotion is the key to any successful event. Anne Marie has developed personal relationships with her vendors and is constantly being sought by vendors who would like to participate in her popular events, often with wait lists for vendors. Working with Anne Marie is an enjoyable, stress-free experience. Anne Marie is a perfectionist and very creative. She is 100% committed to each event from beginning to end and believes that promotion is the key to any successful event. No stone will go unturned as it relates to promotion. For the ultimate in event planning, contact Anne Marie today at 219-741-0435 or visit anne-marieprince.com. Premier events in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana are brought to you by Anne Marie.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike, to open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
Visit DrastichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drastich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof.
An ordinary sunny day, an ordinary family's living room filled with an ordinary bunch of kids, and they were doing nothing. They were couch slouching, they were rug imitating, and lazy minute after lazy minute was passing them by, when suddenly...
Huh? Hey guys, that's a personal foul. Inactive activity on a sunny day.
Coming to the rescue was NFL running back Reggie Bush.
Players don't get lazy penalties. Let's play.
Those kids, they listened to Reggie. They got up and play they did. There was fun and running. There were smiles and jumping. and laziness was crushed.
Hey, kids, don't get a lazy penalty.
Kids, listen to Reggie and avoid lazy penalties. Be a player. Get up and play for an hour a day. Go online to check out smallstep.gov for fun playtime ideas.
So you can be a player, too.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Be a player.
This is for all the Cub fans I know. So, man of the morning, this portion presented by TCF Bank. TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. TCF Bank, surprisingly, TCF. All right, Josh is acting a fool in the chat, and he made a proposal, and I'm afraid to read this. And, okay. Josh says, Ron, me and Snowman will go with you to the Cubs game, but you got to come to a Sox game. And Ron says, and get abused at both parts. Yeah, you better come along, Liz. Dadgummit. and heckle the broadcaster. All right, in joking fact, he says he's going to try to get to an SSC game and heckle the broadcaster. All right, you can't heckle me like that, Ron. Well, Liz has marked her territory. She says, count me in too, or Snowman can't go. Aww. Oh, man, the chat room's lit up. Find us, Spreaker.com, search the Arena Sports Network, register for a free account, and join us in the chat room and have fun with us. Oh, man. So Josh has now laid down a challenge for us to go to Wrigley Field to a game with merch. Okay. I'll go on the condition that I get to bring my own food. I want to see what they say in the chat room. 32 beyond the hour, abbreviated version of Snowman in the morning. Here on this Wednesday, tonight at 5:15, it's the Noble Network Boys semifinals coming your way, and the semifinals will be live from Exelon Gym, the X-Files, Part 3. Good Lord! But the parents there has been. The parents have been terrific. Merch says she has spoken. Damn right she has. You know what I want to do? I want to go to Wrigley Field and bring a picnic basket and camp out. I know I'm going to tease Merch when I say this. I'll camp out in left field since nobody else wants to play the position. But Merch made a good point before we went to a break. I talked about moving the Cubs to Rosemont, not me personally, but the Cubs moving to Rosemont and building there. Wherever they play does not speak for the talent on the field. That's true. That is true. Merch says stock up at 7-Eleven. Hey, Liz, you want to go have a picnic out in left field? We'll just go get an ass load of food from 7-Eleven or Walmart or something, and we'll just go camp out in left field. Oh, man. They're at it again. Pitchers and catchers are starting to report. The first day of spring training officially is tomorrow. I saw my friend David Schuster last night, who caught a 5 a.m. flight, and he posted the note of 5 a.m. flights for the Birds. So he basically covered the Bulls game last night, and he got a 5 a.m. flight to Arizona. You're on, honey. We're going to have a picnic. We're totally joking as we say this. We're going to have a picnic out in left field, since no one else wants to camp out in left field and play the position correctly. No, but I tease Cub fans because it gets A, a rise out of them, and B, it gets a laugh out of them. My friend Voody, who listens in a couple times a week, is a big time Cub fan. That's how I met him. Exelon Files is going to be crazy tonight. You know what, Josh? And speaking of the Exelon Files, Josh says the Exelon Files are going to be crazy tonight. They're not going to be just crazy. They're going to be louder than hell because we're down to the semifinals now. So I'm making sure I have my headset with me. Period. I'm making sure that I have my headset with me. But the parents there have been terrific, and they're very supportive. And the folks in the Chicago Public League can take a lesson from these parents. And I mean, they get them around to whatever game they need to get to. Oh, Liz, you are so wrong. She says we have to bring some cheese for the wine, for the whiners. There you go. Oh, gracious. And we have to bring our own beer. I'm sorry, I'm not trusting the beer at Wrigley Field. Oh, this is one of those times where you want to see a Harry Carey sign off. 30. Oh, Lordy. 37 beyond the hour. We're having just a whole bunch of fun in the SITM chat room. Find us on Spreaker.com. Register for a free account. You can join us in the chat room and join in on the fun. We'll have to throw some Cub fans out like Jazzy Jeff. Oh, Lord. Do you know how much security is at Wrigley Field? If we try to do that, we'll get thrown out like Jazzy Jeff. And I'll tell you what, Josh. I said I would find that clip. I will find it today, and I will use it. I'll use it tomorrow. I will find a clip from the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Jazzy Jeff gets thrown out to his car or thrown out of the house. I'll find a clip like that, and I'll bring it tomorrow, and I'll have it tomorrow. Man, we're just having a whole bunch of fun, and I want to thank everybody for the well wishes yesterday, because yesterday when I got up and banged out my preparation, my body felt awful. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, it got to the point where I'm still fighting it now, but feeling a lot better and able to give you guys something. Play the Blitz promo. I'm saving that, Josh. I'll save that for the end of the show before we get out of here. I'll make him that promise. I'll save that before we get out of here. But let me thank all the fans that have stuck with us for everything that's going on. On 3 occasions we had to be off air for a week due to some technical difficulties. We finally got those together, and we can't thank the fans enough. When we moved our programming, I will say this note: when we moved our programming to Spreaker, the numbers have been off the chart, because we're barely 6 weeks in, and we're approaching 5,000 listeners. I mean, we get 500 every week for Snowman in the Morning alone. And this is combined listens from the folks that hit us on TuneIn, that play our archives, and that listen to us live. For a show that is just getting started, 500 listeners is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And the games that we have on there also are getting some good playback also. And I got a friend to thank for that, Jeff Eskow of Sports World Radio. He finally convinced me to make the move over to Spreaker, and it's been one of the best moves I've ever made. Dr. Michael Prince also is on Spreaker. And it's just been such a blast. It's just been a blast. Since we've been there. And got another listener, one of my little sisters, Adela Garcia, checking us in, or checking us out, I should say. And the folks that come on, and the folks that chat with us, thank you as well. can't be more excited for the direction of not only the show but of the Arena Sports Network, and we got some things in the works. I made a tease on Monday, and I never followed through with it. That's just not good. That's just not good. I'll do that in a deuce.
At Gaucho's Brazilian Steakhouse, guests are immersed in a heritage started long ago in the Rio Grande do Sul region of Brazil. Amid the relaxing, intimate atmosphere, Gauchos roam from table to table with skewers of slow-roasted meats that are cooked over an open mesquite flame. These delicacies are served tableside, creating a bountiful feast and a unique dining experience. We feature an all-you-care-to-eat selection of 12 grilled meats that include top sirloin, picanha, chicken parmesan, chicken wrapped in bacon, pork tenderloin, pork parmesan, filet wrapped in bacon, Brazilian beef tender, turkey, lamb, and the chef's choice. With traditional flair, the Gauchos slice portions from skewers devour feasts of meats. For that extra special dining experience, Gauchos also offers a nightly seafood feast that includes crab legs, fried shrimp, sauteed shrimp, perch, tilapia, and the catch of the day. As is customary, guests can have as little or as much as they want. There's no need to drive to Chicago to find a restaurant with authentic other country flair. We're located on the historic Lincoln Highway in beautiful Valparaiso, Indiana, just minutes from I-65, I-80, and many major state roads. Gaucho's is open daily for dinner at 4 p.m. and for lunch on Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. For reservations, call 219-759-1100. That's 219-759-1100. Gaucho's Brazilian Steakhouse of Valparaiso. Have you had the Gaucho's experience?
At Midwest Interventional Spine Specialists, you can trust in Northwest Indiana's first team in pain management. For more than a decade, the MIST team has proudly served the residents of Northwest Indiana, providing accurate diagnosis and innovative treatments for spinal pain and many other types of acute and chronic pain. Each of our physicians has achieved board certification in as many as 3 different specialties. They are actively involved in ongoing research that keeps their practice on the leading edge of the profession and are often called upon by area hospitals to lecture on pain management. Over the years, each has been recognized as a leader in the field and earned a strong reputation for delivering excellent results and genuine compassionate care. To them, nothing is more rewarding than helping patients with severe pain regain the kind of normal, active life that the rest of us take for granted. For more information, pay us a visit at 8840 Calumet Avenue, Suite 103 in Munster, or give us a call at 219-836-7246. The Midwest Interventional Spine Specialist, first in proven pain solutions, first in patient care.
You gotta keep them separated. .43 beyond the hour on Snowman in the Morning as we come down the stretch. I said this would be an abbreviated version, but wanted to get this back on the air after missing yesterday. And again, thank you all for the well wishes. Of course, the chat room is lit up. Josh says we'll have to get some. Here's a note that Ron said in the chat that was absolutely terrific. He said, Cubs will win opening day and refuse to play another game so they can finish the season with the first perfect season in MLB history. Refuse to play another game. But wouldn't that count as a forfeit, though? If they refuse to play another game, wouldn't that be a forfeit? According to rule? I don't know. Like I said, the chat room's been lit up, and it has been lit up. Now, I made Josh a promise that I'd play this for him. This is the promo that he cut for the Afternoon Blitz, and I want y'all to picture him holding a microphone in one hand and a cigar in the other, and listen to this.
What's up, Chi-Town? It's me, Joshua Lopez. Tune into the Afternoon Blitz every Mondays noon to 2 as I help break down all the games happening in the NFL week, give you a quick preview for Monday Night Football, talk about them Bears, help you out with your fantasy team, and give out them power rankings. So come into Chicagoland Sports Radio's #1 football show, the Afternoon Blitz, with Joshua Lopez every Mondays noon to 2, only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Can y'all see the same picture I'm seeing? The music in the background and Josh holding a microphone in one hand and a cigar in the other hand. And did you hear how he said, give out them power rankings? I told him I'd play that for him. But that's the promo that he cut. And again, you know, he does a terrific job with the Afternoon Blitz. Now, I said I had a message for some people. And this is how we'll close. Tomorrow we'll be back on for the full 2 hours. Mike Lyle will join me for Lyle Files Live, trying to get a day situated for that. I know he's been terribly busy with the storms that have come his way out east. He's out in Connecticut. Swamp Rat will be on. Mike to Mike Flashback, all kinds of good stuff tomorrow and also Friday. Now, I said I had a message for a few people, and this is the message. Y'all don't want to mess with ASN right now. In particular, you don't want to mess with me. These people have taken shots at me. They've taken shots at Josh. They've taken shots at Merch. And they have definitely taken shots at Liz. I don't like that. I don't like when people attack my family. I definitely don't like it when people attack my company. Either one of those two. You can attack my character all you want. But if you hear me one day saying,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore,
you better watch your ass. I had someone tell me yesterday, you do a morning show that no one listens to. Really? I do a morning internet broadcast that no one listens to. I think these people that are in the chat room with me, including the good doctor, Dr. Prince of the Open Mic Broadcast Network, will disagree with you, sir. And it was a male that said this to me. I cover games that no one listens to. Really? I think 5,500 people will prove you wrong, sir. And just because I don't want to see your ugly face does not mean I have deep-seated social issues. Another shot he decided to take at me. Really? I have deep-seated social issues, and yet I have met just about every one of the fans in person that has listened to our programming. And yet you sit behind the computer and take shots at me, my family, and my company, thinking you're going to get a rise out of me. You got a little bit of a rise out of me, but what you hear right now is very calm. And unfortunately, Liz told me I can't cuss, so I have to be nice about this. But to him and all the people that want to hate on folks like us here at ASN, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, to everybody that does this for a living and gets a joy out of it, and that's the big thing. We get a joy out of this. Okay? We get a joy out of this. And the one thing that you don't realize, sir, as much as you're taking shots at us and what we're doing, thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for taking time out of your supposed busy day to research everything that we do. Because as much as you try to tear it down, you're just helping us build up the process. As much as you try to tear us down by pointing every little thing that we do wrong, your little shots of advice are helping us to do it right. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, his network kicked the local station's ass to the point they have offered him to be the GM. How about that? Here at ASN, we get a lot of love from the schools that we cover, including the Noble Network, including Marquette Catholic. We had Mariston for a while. People pay attention. And I don't have to be madder than hell to deliver this message. All I know is I just have to say thank you. for being a patron. And thank you for being a listener. And thank you for your timely advice. And to all the folks that have hung with us, thank you as well. To all the folks that have stood by us when we went through the rebranding, and I've said this before, but it really bears mentioning again. The folks that have stood by us through our rebranding process, and we still got a couple things to put in place, thank you for that. The folks at Marquette Catholic, thank you. Melissa Avalos at the Noble Network, thank you for hanging with us. And you know what? I remember Animal. You know what? Thank you, Doc. You know what? It's times like these when we have fun that lets us know we're doing the right thing. And we're absolutely following what we're supposed to. And again, can't say thank you enough to the fans. And also, let me say thank you to Dr. Michael Prince, who gave me one hell of an idea. He gave me an inspiration, and he and I talked about it yesterday. I'll talk about it more next week. But I also made a tease, and I didn't follow through with it Monday because so much that was going on. Beginning Sunday, and I know the state playoffs are going on in both Illinois and Indiana, and a lot of people have told me this is a late time for me to premiere this, but go for it and see what happens. We're going to present a scoreboard show. It'll be 30 minutes recapping all the high school scores and the college scores in Illinois and Indiana, and we're just going to show some love for these kids. Continue to. Well, we hope the folks that tune in and like what they hear, and if they do, why don't you consider becoming a listener partner of ASN? $30 a year gives us the chance to bring the spotlight back to where it truly belongs, and that is to the student athlete, and gets you a spot on our listenership honor roll. Become a listener partner today. For more information, you can give a call to 312-451-4041 or visit thearenasportsnetwork.com/listener partner for more information. Merch, don't tempt me. They're telling me what to do to this guy, and what we're going to do is just keep on keeping on. He doesn't even deserve the thank you that I gave him. But you know what? Being nice and being a Christian have to thank everybody, even the ones that try to tear us down, because they help us build up. And with that thought in mind,
that's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, man. Wasn't that great, kid?
Tomorrow we'll have the full load. Loud Files Live, Mic to Mic, and a few other things. And I still got some stuff to talk about, including the NBA, including Michael Sam, and a few other things. But for right now, Snowman needs to get some more rest and have to be ready for tonight. You can hear both games of the Noble Network semifinals doubleheader, the boys doubleheader. You can hear them all. You can hear them both tonight, beginning at 5:15. My super producer Josh Lopez and I will be on the call. With that in mind, we say thank you. Thanks for putting up with this abbreviated version. We'll be back on in full tomorrow. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. And remember to make your next move your best move. So long, everybody.